Port Louis doesn't ease you in, it hits you mid-sentence. One minute you're imagining Mauritius as quiet beaches and calm sunsets, and the next you're standing in a capital city that's been moving non-stop for over 300 years. This harbor was claimed by the French in 1735 under Governor Maidela Bourdonnais, who turned it into a key naval base. Later, the British took over and expanded it into one of the most important ports in the entire Indian Ocean. Trade routes from Europe, Africa, Asia, and beyond all came together here. That's why the city feels so full of life and history as you walk around.
It's the kind of place where standing still feels like you're the only one not keeping up. Cars honking, people rushing scooters, weaving through traffic. Everything is in constant motion. And of course, Joe decided the best way to match that energy was to start the day going really fast. Not just walking quickly, literally strapped into a little cart on a track, holding on tight while I wondered why on earth I agreed to this on our holiday.
Casela Nature Park began as a small bird park back in 1979 and has grown into a proper adventure reserve with lots of outdoor activities. The Tulawaka Gold Coaster is one of their star attractions, a 760-meter track inspired by alpine coaster systems. There are no engines involved, just pure speed. It runs purely on gravity with clever banking turns and controlled descents. You control your own speed using the brakes, so every rider gets a slightly different experience. The track winds through the green hills and gives you beautiful views of the west coast and the ocean in the distance.
Joe makes it sound so calm and logical when he explains it. In reality, you start off thinking you'll take it nice and easy and enjoy the scenery. Then the track drops, and suddenly you're moving much quicker than you planned. I spent half the ride gripping the brake handle like my life depended on it. My heart was racing, and I kept thinking, "Slow down, Sarah. You're not trying to break any records today."
The braking system is manual, which is what makes it so much fun. Most people begin cautiously and then gradually get more confident as they feel how smooth the track is.
Joe skipped the cautious part completely. He went straight into full confidence mode from the very first second. I could hear him laughing and whooping with excitement, while I was still trying to negotiate with physics and not scream too loudly.
It really is a smooth ride. Once you trust the track, the way it's engineered with those banking turns keeps everything steady, even when you pick up speed.
It feels smooth until you remember that you're the one in charge of the brakes. One wrong move and you're testing how well the safety features actually work. But I'll be honest, once I stopped fighting it so much and let the cart do its thing, it became pretty thrilling. The wind in your face, the green hills rushing past, the ocean sparkling in the background. It was a brilliant way to wake up and get the blood pumping for the rest of the day. Just don't tell Joe I enjoyed it, or he'll drag me back there tomorrow.
Small decisions at speed. That's what makes the experience stick with you. It's a bit like traveling itself. Sometimes you just have to let go a little and enjoy the ride.
Easy for you to say when you're the one leading the charge and laughing the whole way down.
After all that speed, we headed back into the city where the pace changes, and the meaning runs much deeper. Aapravasi Ghat, located right on the Bay of Trau, Fanfaron is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. After slavery was abolished in the British Empire, in 1834, Mauritius became the very first place to test a new system of indentured labor. The depot opened in 1849, and between then and the early 1920s, nearly 462,000 people, mostly from India, passed through this exact location. They arrived after long sea journeys that could take many weeks, were registered at the depot, and were then sent to work on the sugar plantations across the island. This large-scale experiment shaped modern Mauritius and went on to influence labor systems in many other parts of the world. Today, the site feels surprisingly quiet, with its original stone steps and open spaces that tell a powerful story of journeys and how so many people came together over time to build the island we see today.
It feels surprisingly peaceful when you stand there. Just simple stone steps worn smooth by so many feet over the years, and plenty of open space around you. But when you stop and think about how many people began completely new lives right where you're standing, it really makes you pause. It's not loud or flashy at all. It's respectful. We didn't say much at first. We just walked around slowly and took it all in together, looking out over the bay where the ships would have arrived.
Those stone steps are original. The people who came here would have walked exactly the same path we did. Inside the Interpretation Center, there are displays and information that help you understand the scale of what happened, the long voyages, the challenges they faced, and how their hard work and determination played such an important part in creating the diverse Mauritius we know and love today. It really puts into perspective how this one relatively small site had such a big influence on the island's history.
It's one of those places that stays with you long after you leave. We spent quite a while there, walking around, reading the boards, and talking quietly about how different our own journey to Mauritius was compared to what people experienced back then. It definitely gave us a lot to think about.
From that quiet moment, we jumped straight back into the lively energy of the Central Market. This has been the island's main trading hub since the 1800s. Because Mauritius has such rich volcanic soil, the produce here is incredible. Bright pineapples, fragrant spices, and piles of fresh vegetables. All of it grown locally and full of flavor. The market is packed with stalls, colorful goods, and the air is filled with all those wonderful smells.
Walking inside feels like stepping into a dance that everyone else already knows the steps to. Vendors move quickly and confidently. Customers know exactly what they want, and we were just trying our best not to get in anyone's way. The smells hit you from every direction. Fresh herbs, ripe tropical fruit, and something delicious frying nearby. It's busy, but in the best possible way, full of color and life.
There's a real natural rhythm to everything. People buying, selling, chatting, and negotiating prices. You can see why this market has been the heart of daily trade for generations.
Joe stood there watching for about 2 minutes and decided he had completely mastered the rhythm. The next thing I knew, he was bargaining for a big bag of pineapples, like he'd been shopping here every week of his life.
I was supporting the local economy. Those pineapples looked too good to pass up, and I thought it would be nice to take some back with us later.
You were smiling politely while the lady at the stall gave you that kind of a nice try look. She still charged you the proper price, but the pineapples turned out sweet and juicy, so I'm not complaining at all. And that cold allowed a drink with the basil seeds? It was absolute perfection on a warm day, so refreshing after walking around in the sun.
You see, part of the fun of traveling is learning as you go and trying new things, even if your first attempt at bargaining doesn't go perfectly.
Or watching your husband learn the hard way while you stand there sipping your drink and laughing at him. It made the whole market visit even more enjoyable for me.
Chinatown adds another interesting part to Mauritius's story. Chinese communities began arriving in the 19th century and became an important part of the island's commerce and everyday life. Their influence can still be seen clearly in the local food. Boulettes are these small dumplings, often made with fish, chicken, or pork, and served in a light broth or with noodles. They're quick to eat, very tasty, and really full of flavor. We stopped at a simple street stall and watched them being prepared fresh, right in front of us, one bowl, and you immediately start thinking about ordering a second one.
They're small, but they definitely pack a punch. There are no fancy extras, just honest, satisfying taste. The broth is simple and comforting, with just the right seasoning. We actually ended up getting 2 bowls each because they were so Moorish and hard to stop eating.
That's one of the things that makes Mauritian food so special. Different influences all coming together and working perfectly on one plate.
Exactly like our marriage. We're different ingredients, but somehow it all tastes right in the end. Pass the chili sauce before it gets cold. I like mine with a little extra kick.
A fusion done. Well, we sat there for quite a while, enjoying the food and watching the street life going on around us in Chinatown.
And they are seriously addictive. I'm definitely going to miss these boulettes when we finally head home. Every time I think about Port Louis now, those little dumplings are going to be one of the first things that come to mind.
As the day started to wind down, we made our way up to Fort Adelaide, also known as La Citadel. The British built it in the 1830s on this hill, both for defense and to have a good view over the city during a time of change. From up here, the panorama is incredible. You can see the busy harbor with all its ships, the streets full of movement below, and the mountains ringing the city in the distance. Everything that felt hectic down on the ground suddenly looks connected and well organized.
It's amazing how different the city looks from above. You can really see how the port brings everything together. As the sun began to set, the light changed, and the whole place started to glow with that beautiful golden color. We found a nice spot to sit and just soak it all in.
Ports like this were so important in the days of sail. They served as vital stopping points for ships traveling long distances between Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Now we're standing in almost the same spot, looking at the same harbor, but knowing our own journey home will be much quicker and easier. It was a lovely, quiet moment to just breathe and reflect on everything we'd seen and done during the day. We talked about all the different places and how they fit together to make Port Louis feel so unique.
The city really softens as the sun goes down. All that earlier energy turns warm and peaceful, and the colors in the sky were absolutely stunning.
It's one of those perfect times when you feel really lucky to be experiencing it side by side with someone you love.
Port Louis isn't a quiet postcard capital. It's a real, living meeting point of history, movement, different cultures, and everyday life. It keeps adding new stories on top of the old ones. From the fast thrills on the coaster at Casela, to the important history at Aapravasi Ghat, the lively chaos of the Central Market, the delicious street food in Chinatown, and finally those beautiful views from the Citadel. It's a city that gives you so much variety in just one day.
It doesn't try to make everything simple or easy for visitors. It invites you to keep up with its pace, to notice all the little details, and to enjoy the ride, even when that ride gets a bit fast and you're hanging onto the brakes for dear life. We laughed a lot today, learned plenty of new things, and made some really great memories together.
And that's exactly what makes a place like this so special. Travel like this keeps life exciting and interesting.
Plus, the food definitely helps. Those fresh pineapples and addictive boulettes were definite highlights for me.
Stay curious and keep exploring new places with us.
And maybe bring someone who'll hold your hand on the downhill bits, or at least someone who will laugh with you when you're gripping the brakes in panic.
A quick question to see if you were paying attention today.
Aapravasi Ghat is known as the first large-scale site for what after the abolition of slavery? A royal palace. B, the arrival and processing of indentured laborers. C, a naval shipyard. D, a trading warehouse only.
Let us know your answer down in the comments. A, B, C, or D.
And tag a friend who says they love busy cities, but maybe prefer to experience them from a slightly safer distance.
If you enjoyed spending the day with us in Port Louis,
hit subscribe and come along for the next stop on our Mauritius adventure. Stay curious.
We have a winner, and I am not being chill about it. Someone just took that leaderboard apart like it was light practice. Moves were intentional. Timing was locked. Confidence, unbothered. Big congrats to our champion. You absolutely showed out. Your notification is about to land quicker than a live patch update. Keep an eye on your comments. We'll grab your details and get that prize moving your way. Smooth process, zero chaos. Didn't see your name this round? Don't switch tabs on us. This isn't a one-off highlight. It's an ongoing storyline, and the next chapter is about to drop. Fresh reset, clean board, new energy, so power up those fingers, because the next spotlight, it might land right on you. No hesitation, no slow reactions, no watching from the sidelines. Stay bold, stay sharp, stay locked in. Let's see who takes it next.